When local growers put great food on Tennessee tables, that's living green. Tonight on Live Green Tennessee, we meet the Putnam County Master Gardeners in Cookeville, where they're educating their community on gardening practices at their spring sale. Then we head to Knoxville, where Smart Trips and the Bike Program are giving incentives to commuters who are making the change to a greener drive downtown. Finally, we head to Crossville, where students have just completed a net zero energy home. All this and more on Live Green Tennessee coming up next.
This program is brought to you in part by...
Behind every Pick Tennessee Products logo is a Tennessee farmer who brings you fresh, local food grown with the kind of pride that gets handed down through generations. From now through fall, you can find Tennessee fruits and vegetables on farms and at farmers markets near you. Find your Tennessee farmers at picktnproducts.org.
What makes our state unique? Find out on the new Tennessee Channel, a statewide initiative by your public television stations. Each program is created in Tennessee, about Tennessee, and broadcast in Tennessee.
Tennessee Channel, Saturdays 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern and Sundays 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on your public television station.
Funding for this program was provided in part by the United States Department of Agriculture. Connecting the grower to the buyer, the country to the city, and smart shopping with a healthy lifestyle. It's Live Green Tennessee.
Hello, I'm Melinda Kiefer, and I'm proud to bring you stories from across our great state on Live Green Tennessee. The Putnam County Master Gardeners, part of the University of Tennessee Master Gardener Program, is a group of volunteers dedicated to promoting environmental stewardships in the communities where they reside. The members are comprised of a group of individuals with a passion for gardening, a thirst for knowledge, and a desire to educate. WCTE's Steve Hobbs shows us how this organization is not only shaping future gardeners, but the community as a whole as they teach the public as well as fellow master gardeners at their annual plant sale.
Our mission is to help educate the public, and we offer Saturday classes to do that. Plus, our gardens around the UT building are a demonstration of some of our education classes, how you actually put those classes into practice. And now we have the greenhouse that we can start educating the public more about how to start seed, germinate.
We started the Master Gardener program in about the year 2000. We began that with a group of 28 people that took the course, which is a 13-week course. You learn about 40 hours of educational material, and then you return 40 hours of volunteer work to the community in order to become a certified Master Gardener. We did this for about 3 years, and then we had interest in beginning the Putnam County Master Gardener Club. We did so, I think, in 2004 with about 15 members, and since then it has grown to a total of about 75 to 80 active members. We teach a Master Gardener course each year through the University of Tennessee Extension. To remain a certified Master Gardener after the initial year, you take 25 hours, or you do 25 hours of volunteer work to the community and at least 8 hours of certified educational units. But what we try to do is teach a educational course that touches on 12 to 13 subjects and gives you a little information on all of them. We cover insects, we cover diseases, we cover vegetable gardening, we cover perennial and annual flowers. We also cover pesticides, lawn care. So it's just a little bit about a lot of different things, because a Master Gardener needs to cover more than one area.
I've been a Master Gardener since 2006, and we've grown to a group of about 60 people. We have the classes going on here at the plant sale, and I taught a class on transplanting plants, which was for the public but also for our Master Gardeners, because when people come into the Master Gardener organization does not necessarily mean that they come in as a Master Gardener. We all learn all the time, so we learn along with the general public, and we had about half Master Gardeners and half public in this class. And so
I thought that I knew something about gardening, and I took the class and I realized I didn't know anything. Classes have different speakers that come in and teach each class. But the fun part begins when you start earning your hours. A first-year Master Gardener that has been through the intern class needs to have 40 volunteer hours, so you're practicing what you've learned in the classroom. After you certify as a Master Gardener, then after that you need 25 volunteer hours. We got started with the plant sale because we were given a greenhouse from Grower Solutions here in Cookeville, and trying to decide how we were going to use that greenhouse to the fullest, we decided to do the plant sale. We met as a group and started all of our plants from seed. Master Gardeners took the plants home at that point, or the seed trays home. They put them on heat mats and germinated them, and then we started bringing them into our greenhouse. All the plants in the plant sale are suitable for our zone. If you go to a nursery, sometimes they sell tropical plants that are definitely going to not make it through our winters. We have the annuals labeled well, and then we have a good variety of perennials that are suited for Cookeville, Tennessee. As of a few minutes ago, we've had way over 300 buyers to come in and buy, and we have made our profit back, and we will use that money to take care of the gardens that we take care of around town, like the one at Farmers Market. We have had so much fun with this project. The camaraderie has been just fascinating and so rewarding, and our Master Gardeners here today roaming around helping all of our buyers, it has been so fun to watch them interact.
So there's a variety of projects that we do around the community that we maintain. We designed and built the healing garden at the Cookeville Regional Medical Center. We also have some square foot gardenings, the one that is here at the Extension office, to show people what can be grown in a small square foot garden. Living green, or which is very popular now, whether it is organic or whether it's all natural. We talk quite a bit about that and how we can grow our own vegetables. You know, growing a vegetable garden may not be feasible for a lot of people, but a small square foot garden doesn't take a lot of equipment, and you can raise quite a bit of produce. The produce that we raise here, we're giving to different people in the community. And you know, just looking behind us, there's zucchini, there's summer squash that are ready to pick now. And all this, of course, ours are irrigated, but you can water them every other day, and it would really do a very good job. So getting back to raising some of your own vegetables so you know what you have, and the excitement and enjoyment of planting your own crops and seeing them come to fulfillment and taking them to the table is really very beneficial to many families. You're giving back your community service to the community to make this a better place in which to live. And then if you join the Master Gardener Club, you'll make a lot of friends that really enjoy talking gardening, whether it's flowers or water gardens or vegetable gardens. It all comes from the soil, and it all originates from the same place.
Based on an effort by the Knoxville Regional Planning Organization, green commuting in Knoxville is gaining momentum. Groups like Smart Trips and the Bike Program are providing benefits for those who choose alternatives to driving, like biking, carpooling, and public transportation to and from work. These programs support participating individuals and businesses by offering various incentives. East Tennessee PBS's Chris Smith shows us how Smart Trips and the Bike Program, with their rewards, are encouraging more commuters to join the effort to help improve air quality and ease traffic congestion in Knoxville.
Smart Trips promotes alternatives to driving alone. We prefer people to carpool, take the bus, walk, bicycle to work as a way of cleaning up the air quality and easing traffic congestion.
Well, today is Bike to Work Day, and it's held every year in Bike Month, which is the month of May. And it's a day where we encourage everybody that either does bike to work on a regular basis or has not biked to work but may want to try to do that, to be able to come out and to ride with others from various points in the city towards the central downtown.
On days when it's just me, I bike about 2 miles into work. I bike into work every day, unless it's raining really hard. And then about half the time we take our daughter Violet to school, so that adds another 2 miles.
A lot of people who start out, they come out for Bike to Work Day just once, trying it once, and then they realize that they really enjoy it, so they'll do it more often. Or they might come to one of our neighborhood rides and really enjoy being on the bike again. It's been sitting in their garage for a long time, getting dusty, and they haven't been on their bike, and then they just remember how much fun it is.
The name of the business is Mast General Store, and we're located on 402 on South Gay Street. We are very lucky. One of the things that our company does is promote sound environmental policies and healthy lifestyles. And to be able to do that, we've incentivized our employees to be able to use transportation other than vehicles to be able to get to work. A large part of that is biking. We have a large contingent, about 10 people out of our 30 employees that bike on a regular basis to work, both to work and back home. And for doing that, we incentivize them by paying them $4 a day for being able to do that. The rewards for doing this are not only a health issue, you're promoting a healthy lifestyle for the employees to be able to come in. If you think about it, biking to work, they're getting their exercise, every morning and twice a day and every evening. But it's also good because it empowers the employees to be able to make decisions about not only their health but about the environment, choosing to ride rather than to drive. There's so many people that go to work in the mornings that will drive one person per car, which puts a lot of chemicals and things into the air and burns a lot of gasoline. Well, this way we're not putting anything into the air, and we're also burning calories instead of gasoline on the way in. So not only saves them some money in the long run, but also earns them some money for being able to do that.
It encourages bicycling, and we encourage people who are bike commuting to log their trips with Smart Trips so that we can recognize their contribution to reducing CO2 emissions and easing traffic congestion and those sorts of things. And also they can earn gift cards with Smart Trips.
Over the past 3 or 4 years that I've been actively commuting into work, I've seen more and more people. In the early days, when I would ride in, I would see 1 or 2 people maybe on a bike. Nowadays it's common to pass 10 or 15 people on your way into work.
The bicycle program promotes bicycling as a part of transportation, so we try to get more people on bicycles and try to get them to be safer on bicycles, and also work on trying to get motorist awareness. A lot of people don't know that bicycles are vehicles and allowed on the roads, and a lot of bicyclists don't know they're supposed to follow the rules of the road. 2 different ways. Individuals can just go to our website and sign up, and businesses that want to become participating employers can contact us also and see about signing up as a business and have us come out and do a clean commute audit to see how well are their employees doing and how many of their employees could match up as carpoolers.
As a general manager there, I think it's good for the employees to be able to see me participating in the programs we strongly suggest and strongly encourage them to do. And it's a great program, and I think not only it takes away me being their boss when we're riding in on a bike, and it's more of it's just a bunch of guys and girls that are getting out and riding together, so it kind of all brings us into some common things that we really like to do, and I think that's really helped with the motivation of the workforce also.
Anytime that you're removing the CO2 emissions or helping to lower that, you're helping to improve air quality. And as we all have understood, air quality has been a concern in Knoxville, and it continues to be. And we all want to strive to do every little thing that we can do to help improve it. And this is something that everyone can help to do. Whether you're someone that's going to be diehard and get on a bicycle every day, or whether you're just going to try and carpool once a week to help do your part.
The employees feel very rewarded. For one, it empowers them to make a decision, not only for environmental reasons, but for health reasons, to be able to improve their health or save money. And to be able to incentivize them, it gives them a little something extra and has them in control. And over there, it's just a great morale booster. There's a real camaraderie amongst the people who use either commuting on bike or taking public transportation or carpooling or walking or running, or however they want to come in. It gives them a real sense of not only community, but a camaraderie with the other folks in the force. Something that a bond that they can share with the other workers.
I think it's important to bike to work, mostly because it's fun. It's really good for me. It keeps me young, and it's one less car on the road.
The less people we have driving to work, but instead biking, it's better for our air quality, and it's just better for our community of life. It's a more pleasant way to get around your neighborhood and your city and see different things and interact with people.
Biking's been growing in Knoxville every year, and I'd like to see it grow more. Knoxville needs more bicyclists on the road. We've got kind of poor air quality, even though it's so beautiful here. So the more bikes, the more people biking, the better for everybody, especially for people like Hazel.
What if you lived in a house that created more energy than it consumed? That's exactly what students at the Tennessee Technology Center at Crossville have just completed. The finished product is an Energy Star 2015 concept home that has solar and geothermal technologies, along with increased insulation to more efficiently use and save energy. WCTE's Steve Hobbs showed us how the students are building a greener future.
Deciding to build green and build energy efficient has worked perfectly in the city of Crossville because our city council, under the leadership of J.H. Graham and Mayor J.H. Graham in particular, has really dedicated themselves to trying to promote green building and energy efficiency and really sustainability. We decided to teach energy efficient techniques and green building not only because I think more and more people are becoming conscious of it and becoming more resource conscious and trying to manage our resources more effectively, but also to give our students a competitive edge. Each year we've built on the experience of previous year's houses and make them more energy efficient, more greener if you will. This year's house was a 2015 Energy Star concept home. And basically it's part of a long-term goal to make what we call zero energy homes by the year 2025, to where the standard new home will produce at least as much energy as it consumes over the course of a year. This is actually a net zero home. Most of the features that are in this house that make it so unique and make it so energy efficient are things that you simply cannot see when the home is complete. But I think most people like that. They like the idea that even though they have an extremely energy efficient home, it looks like any other home they might live in. But some of the things are just thicker walls to allow for extra insulation. We have about 50% more insulation in the walls of this house than in a traditionally built home. We have about 30% more insulation in the attic. We have less studs in the exterior wall than you would have in a traditionally built home. We haven't weakened it in any way by using less studs because we're using thicker studs, wider studs. But by using less studs in the wall, that allows us to put more insulation in the wall. These windows are Energy Star certified. They're what we call low E or low emissivity. Basically, there's two things with our windows that makes them better than traditionally built windows from maybe 20 or 30 years ago. They have a film stretched between the panes of glass, which when the sun is higher in the sky during the summertime, that film acts to reflect the sunlight from the windows so that that heat doesn't go inside the home. and make it harder to air condition. Likewise, in the winter, when the sun is lower in the sky, it'll actually allow that sunlight to pass through to help heat the home. So you want that sunlight in the winter, you don't want it in the summer. Also, there's a gas that's been compressed in between the panes of glass. Usually it's like argon or xenon, something like that, and that acts as an insulator for the glass. So the glass actually gives you an R value of about 6 in our case, which is half of what you'd get with a traditionally framed wall full of insulation. Last but certainly not least, one of the things that we're most proud of is when it's being displayed on campus, it's actually a working home, and it has a working geothermal heating and cooling unit. Now this is a heating and cooling system that uses the Earth's temperature as a base temperature, a starting point to heat and cool the home. Liquid's actually circulated, water. It's actually water with just a little bit of alcohol so that it doesn't freeze. But water is circulated deep down in the ground, in this case about 6 feet deep, in trenches about 300 feet long. And that water's circulated, and that water's used to heat and cool the home. It's about 70% more energy efficient than a traditional heating and cooling unit.
As you can see, the physical size of this unit is a lot smaller than your conventional unit. This is the entire unit. All the 4 basic components that's in a conventional unit is here. But this entire system would sit inside your house, and they're super quiet. When they're up and running, you can just barely hear the things run. As you can see inside the system, we have all the same components that's in a normal system. We have an indoor blower motor up here. We have all the controls here. The compressor is in here. The thing that's missing is a condensing unit. This one doesn't have one. Its condensing unit is actually the water loop, which pumps the heat through the system. Now, the one thing that this one does have, which is right here, is a heat reclaim system. In the summertime, you can get all of the hot water needs for your house through this system. This just pumps the hot water out of here into a hot water heater, and it comes right back into your house as hot water. So you can virtually shut your hot water heater off in the summertime.
We're using the geothermal and the photovoltaics. And photovoltaics are the solar panels that converts sun energy into electrical energy. And the way that happens, it's basically silicon, and the silicon is doped with impurities, and these impurities have different properties. And to make a long story short, they cause more electrons to be on one side of the material, and on the other side there are holes, places for these electrons to go, and electrons are negatively charged. So when it is connected in a circuit, it allows a path for these electrons to flow, and that's called current, and that's where we get our wattage comes from current and voltage produced.
That solar array is what we call grid-tied solar. And basically what that means is all the solar energy that's produced there is sent directly to the energy grid, TVA's supply grid, and they actually purchase that energy that's produced from that solar array from us. So for example, we pay about 10 cents per kilowatt hour to purchase our electricity. TVA pays us 22 cents for every kilowatt hour we produce. So it really wouldn't make any economic sense to sell it, to bring it directly into the home. We're much better off sending it to the grid. I usually get a phone call at least every 2 weeks now with somebody, either a business owner or a homeowner interested in solar. So we're driving up the demand for a lot of these technologies and techniques, and of course that brings our students back in demand, but we're really proud to be a part of that. We're not only doing things for the city of Crossville, but the example we're setting, other communities, not only across the state of Tennessee, but even places around the country, are starting to mirror and look to us for guidance. It's definitely a case of where 1 plus 1 ends up being 3 instead of 1 plus 1 equaling 2. So it's a great partnership. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Join us next time when we take a look at how residents in Hancock County are utilizing green grazing through multi-species grazing strategies. We'll also travel to East Tennessee, where the Cruz Dairy Farm has recently expanded to producing ice cream with pasteurized milk. And then we'll go to Cookeville and look at the Live Green 5K. All this and more next time on Live Green Tennessee, where we bring you more news about the farmers and businesses who are making the move to eating fresh while living green possible for us all. If you'd like more information about Live Green Tennessee, please visit our website at livegreentv.org, where you'll find everything from healthy recipes to past episodes and much more.
This program is brought to you in part by...
Behind every Pick Tennessee Products logo is a Tennessee farmer who brings you fresh, local food grown with the kind of pride that gets handed down through generations. From now through fall, you can find Tennessee fruits and vegetables on farms and at farmers markets near you. Find your Tennessee farmers at picktnproducts.org.
What makes our state unique? Find out on the new Tennessee Channel, a statewide initiative by your public television stations. Each program is created in Tennessee, about Tennessee, and broadcast in Tennessee.
The Tennessee Channel, Saturdays 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern and Sundays 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on your public television station.
Funding for this program was provided in part by the United States Department of Agriculture and by the generous support of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.